Kelly Brook, the acclaimed model, actress, and television presenter known for her glamorous career spanning decades, has shared candid insights into a past relationship that significantly shaped her personal style. During an appearance on a fashion-focused podcast, she opened up about her time with actor Billy Zane, revealing how his influence over her wardrobe left her feeling upset and how friends at the time viewed his behavior as controlling. Kelly and Billy met while working together on a film project in the mid-2000s. Their relationship quickly deepened. They became engaged and shared a home in a beautiful farmhouse setting before eventually parting ways a few years later. Reflecting on that period, Kelly explained that in her teenage years and early 20s, her fashion sense leaned heavily toward casual streetwear. She loved expensive tracksuits, particularly brands like Juicy Couture, paired with accessories that gave off a laid-back yet bold vibe. Gold hoops, scrunchies, and an overall chav, or council estate aesthetic defined her look as a young woman. Even as her career progressed and she could afford higher-end versions of those pieces, the comfortable, sporty style remained her go-to. Everything changed when she began dating Billy, who was 13 years her senior. At around 25 years old, Kelly found herself in a new dynamic where her partner began directing her clothing choices. She recalled a specific moment when Billy took it upon himself to throw out her beloved juicy tracksuits, telling her she could no longer wear them and needed to dress in something nicer. The incident left her feeling genuinely upset. Friends reacted strongly, commenting on how controlling he seemed and expressing concern over the way he was trying to dictate her appearance. Billy's influence extended beyond simply removing certain items from her wardrobe. He encouraged her to adopt a more polished, period-inspired look reminiscent of 1950s glamour. This style featured corseted dresses that accentuated a tiny waist and highlighted a curvaceous figure, echoing the iconic silhouettes of Hollywood stars like Marilyn Monroe, Jayne Mansfield, and Elizabeth Taylor. Kelly explained that Billy would compare her to actresses from that era, introducing her to classic films she hadn't seen and positioning her as something of a muse. He guided her toward vintage pieces and helped curate outfits that aligned with that timeless, feminine aesthetic. Interestingly, this shift coincided with Kelly's own evolving career moment. Around the time she met Billy, she had transitioned from earlier television presenting roles to hosting a high-profile reality dating show. The increased visibility may have made the change feel timely. Fashion designers she worked with also reinforced the direction, telling her that the corseted vintage style suited her perfectly when she began arriving at premieres in such dresses. With the benefit of hindsight, Kelly now says she appreciates what Billy did for her style evolution. She recognizes that it was time for her to move on from the tracksuit phase and embrace a more sophisticated image. The change helped elevate her public persona and aligned with the glamorous roles and appearances she was pursuing. Still, she does not gloss over how the process felt at the time, particularly the moment when her comfortable, personal clothing was discarded without her full agreement. Kelly and Billy's relationship lasted several years before ending in 2008. She has since reflected on it as a turbulent chapter, eventually deciding he was not the partner she wanted to marry long-term. Over the years, she has had other high-profile relationships and is now happily married. More recently, she has continued to showcase her confident style, including posing in lingerie campaigns that highlight her figure following her own recent body changes. The anecdote about Billy Zane illustrates how relationships can influence personal identity, even something as intimate as wardrobe choices. For Kelly, that period marked a transition from youthful streetwear to a more refined, vintage-inspired glamour that became synonymous with her image for years. While she ultimately values the growth it brought, she remains honest about the moments of discomfort and the way her ex's controlling tendencies affected her at the time.